Alright, so in the last video I said I was gonna make a video about Hasan Piker and why he should get banned from Twitch. And now the time is here. Now you're probably either asking yourself two questions. Why do you think that? Or yeah, that makes perfect sense why you think that. Which I guess the last one is not a question, it's a statement. Basically, either you're gonna agree with me or disagree with me. Which I hope you are gonna agree with me. After you find out what Hasan has done. Because you probably don't know. Or if you know what he's done, you're still a fan of him, then you're probably just stupid. But I'm sure that a lot of you who are fans of Hasan have no idea. Probably have no idea what he's done. So hopefully this video changes your mind. And hopefully you realize that Hasan is a pretty bad person. But yeah, recently Twitter has been blowing up on him. Because a lot of people think that it's unfair that Asmongold got banned for what he said. Which, if you don't know, Asmongold basically said that he doesn't care if Palestine gets bombs. And that they're like awful people. Which sounds a lot worse out of context. Both contexts, it is better.
These people are not your allies. They are not the same as us. They come from an inferior culture that is horrible. It kills people for their identity, and it is directly antithetical to everything Western values stand for, and it is an inferior culture in all ways.
So if you're wondering about the whole situation, that's what my last video was about. And I did talk about Hasan in that video. So watch that video after, I guess, or before, it doesn't really matter. But Hasan, who's literally brought literal terrorists on his live stream and promoted terrorist propaganda, and he's done so much more, which we're gonna get to this video, and he hasn't gotten banned at all. So people think it's unfair that Asmongold got banned for saying what he said, which with context isn't really that bad. But compared to Asmongold, he has done and said a lot worse. So it makes no sense why Twitch would ban Asmongold and not Hasan. So a lot of people have theorized, I don't even theorize, it's true, that Hasan is favored on the platform more than Asmongold or other content creators that say or talk about similar stuff. Basically, if you say one bad thing about Palestine, you're gonna get banned, but if you talk a lot of crap about Israel, you're okay. You're good. So I guess before I go deeper, I should talk about who Hasan is. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't watch Hasan, or like I barely know who he is. I only know him from other content creators that don't like him when I talk about him. But Hasan is a pretty popular Twitch streamer. And he's like pretty much your typical streamer, like he reacts to stuff like, you know, like what every other streamer does. But unlike a lot of other streamers, he's political. So a lot of stuff he's gonna react to or talk about usually ends up being political. Which, you know, there's nothing wrong with that, but he's wrong, you know, a good bit of those times. And yes, if you're wondering, Hasan is left wing. In fact, he probably hates the right wing so much that he wishes he wouldn't mind if they all died. And first, I want to make my case that Hasan is favored on Twitch and that he's getting special treatment. Now, first, Don Clancy, that's his name. So first, Don Clancy has publicly came out and said that he supports Hasan in everything that he says. I think he even said that Hasan is his favorite streamer or something like that as well. I don't understand how Hasan could be anybody's favorite content creator, but to each their own, I guess. And I'm sure that a lot of you have seen this clip. But there was a clip going around where the whole like Twitch staff was singing happy birthday to Hasan.
Happy birthday to you.
What the fuck?
Happy birthday to you.
Bro, we're never beating the Hasan runs Twitch allegations after this. This is crazy. The most rabid Redditors just clipped this and they're going to use this permanently to be like, see, I told you, he's got banning power.
I don't think he has banning powers, but he definitely has ban invasion powers. Where it doesn't matter what he says or anybody who's extreme left says. Because you guys won't face the same treatment as someone like an extreme rightist. Now there's also a theory going around that Hasan Piker's dad, which he's a multi-millionaire, which I think is kind of ironic because Hasan is the main person behind like defending the poor and capitalism is bad. And like he's like a socialist. And he claims he lived a pretty poor, impoverished life, but he was one of the rich kids. So people will speculate that his dad is probably pulling some strings too. Maybe his dad heavily invested in Twitch. Maybe that's why he's favored a lot more on Twitch than someone like Sneeko, who got banned for a pretty dumb reason. Now I'm gonna get to why I think Hasan should get banned. My first reason is Hasan literally brought a terrorist onto his live stream. He's not really a terrorist, he's more of a pirate. But you know, he's still on that pie chart. of similarities.
Okay, this is a stupid question. Okay, you can preface it with that. Does he know what One Piece is?
ذا الطفولة وأنا أشاهد ون بيس لوفي.
Is it Luffy?
Yeah, he said he's been watching it since he was a kid.
No way!
Yeah.
That's sick. Yes, that's fire. That's so fire. Oh my god. We think the Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do. You should tell him that.
He says if you go visit there, you'll feel like you're in One Piece and you can visit all the boats.
So yeah, Hasan literally compared this literal terrorist, this guy who literally goes on boats and captures them, and steals all the stuff on board, and probably has a body count higher than Sophie Rain, to Luffy from One Piece. Now a lot of people or fans are going to say that this was just an edgy joke. And don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of edgy jokes, okay? I don't dislike edgy jokes. The most funniest jokes are edgy jokes, right? But with Hasan, it's not a joke. This is not a joke. He actually legitimately thinks that. He even said later on in the stream that talking to this guy felt like talking to someone like Anne Frank.
I talked to a teenager from Yemen, okay? Who everyone called, myself included, called Timothy Charlemagne or Chalamet.
Is that the One Piece one?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now this kid is like, I think he was like 19 at the time when I talked to him. Which means that for most of his life, he has withstood genocide, right?
Sure.
Like he is a person whose only experience is like, it's literally like talking to fucking Anne Frank, basically, okay? Being able to talk to Anne Frank in real time.
Yeah, Anne Frank, a girl who was on the run from Nazis to a literal terrorist are the same thing. Okay, buddy. Now, another reason why Hasan should get banned is probably the biggest reason. He's also come out and supported Hamas and October 7th. For a brief summary, Hamas is a terrorist organization group, and Hamas launched a large-scale attack against Israel on October 7th, which this attack targeted civilian areas, which ended up killing over like 1,200 Israelis. And they also took hostages. They also spreaded violence in the borders of Israel. Yeah, pretty much Israel does not like anybody else around them, and everybody else around them don't like them. And yeah, there's a lot of Muslims and Jews in these parts where they're fighting. It's like a religious war going on right now. And survivors of these attacks say that the Hamas military would R-word the women before killing them or abducting them. They also murdered the children, men, elderly. Basically, no one was safe. No, I'm not here to say which one is bad. Like, I think Israel is bad, or I think Palestine is bad. No, I'm not here to say that. I just feel bad for the civilians who live in these parts of the world, who got caught in between this. But Hasan is different. He doesn't care. As long as they're not Palestinian civilians. Because there's many clips where he's downplaying and laughing at, and even denying some of the crimes that Hamas committed. And even saying that if our war happens on that day, he just doesn't care. It doesn't change anything for him.
The Hezbollah do? Bro, what did Hamas do? What are you talking about? Like, there is one instance in captivity that we have actually gotten verifiable evidence on. Beyond that, the systematized mass that Hamas dealt on October 7, not a single bit of that has been verified. And people still run with it over and over and over again. Meanwhile, we know Israel has done it.
Many young people who were simply attending a music festival. Women were horribly. As I said then, I say today, Israel has a right to defend itself. We would.
It doesn't even matter. None of this justifies that Palestinians have a right to dignity, a right to emancipation, a right to live fucking free lives, free from this occupation. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if fucking happened on October 7th. Like, that doesn't change the dynamic for me even this much.
So yeah, at this point in the video, if you're still a fan of Hasan, then what are you doing, man? Is your brain working up there? And while we're on the subject of R-word, why not bring up the time that Hasan one time said on stream that he doesn't care if rich white women get R-worded. That it's actually beneficial if they do.
At least Patrick Henry College is like doing one good thing, which is that like if you have these fucking millionaire, billionaire, WASP fail sons, at least taking them out of other colleges so they can only do date to other billionaire, millionaire failed daughters is like, in some respects, you know, from a utilitarian perspective, of course, a little bit better. You know what I mean? Like taking these guys and putting them in a pen with one another is ultimately getting them away from the broader society.
I just hate that this guy acts like he's not a multimillionaire and is literally living in a multimillionaire mansion. And also, keep in mind, he grew up rich too. So, like, why is he pretending he's poor? Why, or better yet, why is he pretending to stick up for poor people? You know, he's literally benefiting from being rich and benefiting from the capitalist system. But, you know, he's one of the good rich guys, I guess. And recently, Hasan hopped on another Just Chatting live streamer named NMPLOL. And while on his live stream, you know, Hasan just, you know, couldn't keep his beliefs and viewpoints in his head. He just had to endorse another militant terrorist group while on live stream. This guy,
You say?
Hassan Nasrallah.
Who's that?
He's the leader of Hezbollah, the general secretary of Hezbollah.
What's Hezbollah?
Hezbollah
Is that small guy?
Hezbollah is this is the same name.
Okay.
Hezbollah is a paramilitary organization that is also a part of the Lebanese parliament.
Do we like them or no?
I think as a resistance group, they're pretty successful against Israel.
Oh.
But everybody hates them. Like everybody in the region, a lot of people don't like them. Like
I like what you like.
I don't have an issue with them. Let's just say.
I'm gonna be honest with Sam.
But they are a terrorist organization. Like they're designated. They are designated by the American state as a terrorist organization.
I do not like them then.
Well, I mean, we also called Nelson Mandela a terrorist until 2008. Do you know who that is?
I think it's kind of funny that his friend was like, you know, actually, I don't support a terrorist group. Never mind. Hasan had to quickly chime in and be like, oh, well, actually, Nelson Mandela was considered a terrorist by the U.S. Now, I didn't know who Nelson Mandela was, but after doing like a little bit of research, he seems like a pretty cool dude. Now, comparing him to a literal terrorist organization, you know, who have killed literal civilians, to someone who seems like a very peaceful person, not really the best comparison. The same dude the next day appeared on another one of Hasan's live streams, and Hasan decided to show him what he claims is a Hoofty musical, which to put it blatantly, the Hoofty musical that Hasan's referring to, it's just terrorist propaganda. There's no other way to put it.
Oh, you want to see a Houthi musical?
Sure.
These were the people that the Saudis were killing, by the way. Just so you know, these fucking musically gifted individuals.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I need the money, guys.
I'm gonna grab my food.
I'm so confused. What is this? What do you mean a music video? When you said music video, I'm expecting like bad example, Chris Brown dancing, you know.
No. They do like
What is
do
this?
musicals. They're very musical people.
Are you being serious?
Dog, what do you look? You think I made
This
this?
isn't music. I know they're singing, but I'm seeing just guns and shit. This isn't a music video, Hasan.
No, it is. They do musicals about like their fucking like their actions all the time. It's an act of for them it's an act of resistance, you know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. Oh my god. Oh man. I also took a McDonald's sponsor and I drink Starbucks. I'm sorry. Don't hate me.
Good job.
I just cannot believe that this is a real thing. One of the top streamers just showed on a live stream. And this guy, NMP, is like, this person there like, what is this guy showing me? And yeah, that guy would later go on a different live stream and talk about how uncomfortable he was and how like out of pocket and crazy. Like what Hasan was doing insane on the live stream.
Hell, even a couple days ago, I was hanging out with my buddy Hasan, and this guy unironically put a terrorist propaganda music video on and then left the room.
Left the room.
Yeah, and I was just like, and the thing is, like, in hindsight, it's hilarious, you know. But at the same time, I'm like, what is going on here? This is wild to me.
Yeah.
But like, I just, and like, he was like, yo, they're such great dancers.
Oh my god.
I was like, okay, you know. But yeah, we just keep doing stuff. So you say what you want to say, you do what you gotta do. It's really not a problem.
And yeah, it seemed like people in this car and even NMP himself was like nervous to give him some backlash. Like just say what he did was weird and downright just wrong. And yeah, it's pretty sure all the clips I have for you in this video. I mean, there's probably a lot more instances, but I think you guys get to just this point why he should be banned. And it's honestly crazy that he hasn't, but you know, he's being heavily protected by Twitch right now. And this one controversy has caused like a domino effect because a lot of people have noticed like other content creators who are like Hasan, like preach the same things as him, are not getting the same treatment as someone like Sneeko, for example, who preaches like pretty much the complete opposite. Even in my honest opinion, I don't think Hasan should get banned or Asmongold should get banned. I think they should be able to preach wherever they want to preach. I think it's kind of fun and interesting to hear crazy takes, but I get why companies like Twitch do it. No, unless they agree with the take or like the content creator. But yeah, I'll see you guys next one. Bye. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm tired.